Joe presents Swanny's Cricket Show, together with Rubicon.
Welcome to episode 2 of Swanny's Cricket Show here on Joe, together with Rubicon. I'm Nick Bright, he's Graeme Swann.
Yes, I am.
Come on, Swanny, come on, just loose. Look at him, look at him.
Here we go.
Because we are here every week throughout the World Cup and the Ashes, bringing you all the stories from the world of cricket, looking behind the curtain. But let's get sat down, let's get comfortable. Because we're going to get into more detail in a few moments' time. But, Swanny, I want to start by asking, what have you made of the World Cup so far?
It's been awesome. Well, it's been up and down, hasn't it? England, South Africa at the Oval. One of the best games I've seen in a long time. England putting down a firm shout-out to the rest of the world. We're going to win this whole thing. And then Pakistan coming and spoiling the party yesterday. I know, unbelievable. But it's going to be great. We've got a great guest on today as well, Josh Pieters, and he's South African. He's a South African, and Bangladesh beat the South Africans, and I can't wait to get stuck into him about that.
I love it how you're basically slating our guest before he's even out here.
Yeah, well, before he's got the right to reply, basically. That's what I was going down the line.
What's been the moment of the tournament so far? Standout moment? Probably Ben Stokes?
Ben Stokes taking that unbelievable one-handed catch above his head. It's the best catch I've ever seen in the flesh.
Well, do you know what? I don't know if the producers have told you this yet today, but we're going to try and recreate that at some point today.
They did tell me. That's why I put shoes on this week. I had flip-flops last week. Nearly lost a foot, thanks to you and Wasim Akram.
Nothing to do with me. He's been banging on about this all week, I tell you. Banging on about it.
But that'd be fun.
I wanted to big up Bangladesh as well, because I brought them up last week with you and Isha, and you guys not laughed me out of the place, but you were kind of like, yeah, they'll be also Rands. Did the business, mate. They looked good as well.
They did. They're looking like the real deal these days. I mean, they used to be a minnow. People still look at them like that, but they beat big teams along the way now. They beat England 2015, albeit a rubbish England team in 2015, but they beat a good South African team this week, and they're a very skillful one-day team. So they'll probably beat England now. We're losing to Pakistan.
Listen, we're gonna go over that in a bit.
I've gone from up here to down there. I'm no plain sailing. Not for England, no. We're either highs or lows, aren't we?
Right, should we get our guest out so you can finally rip him in the flesh?
Yes, please.
All right, OK. Well, this guy, he has got more followers than some religions, I'm being told. He's a former South African cricketer.
The most religions.
Turned social media star. Make some noise for Josh Pieters, everyone! Hello, Josh. Good to see you, mate.
Lovely to see you guys.
First things first, what a massive geezer he is.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I used to send them down off spin. No, I'm joking. It was him.
What have you made of the World Cup so far, Josh? You enjoyed it?
It's been awesome, yeah. England, I always love it when a tournament's hosted in somewhere like England, because as you were saying earlier, there's so many different followings for all the teams here. It's such a sort of multicultural country with loads of different fans. I mean, at the South African game, there were loads of South Africans there.
Have they played yet, South Africa?
We did. We actually played against England and Bangladesh, and we've come up short in both. But it's been absolutely incredible, except for South Africa's current run of form.
Yeah.
Swanny, I wanted to ask you, actually, what's it like when you're playing in your home country against a team like Pakistan or an India who have got a massive following here, and it's almost like you're playing a home game, but the home fans are outnumbered. What's that like?
The one time I remember it being really over the top, we had a T20 game in the T20 World Cup that was played in England against India at the Lords, during the warm-ups, as we were just running around the ground. I remember being next to Ryan Sidebottom, and he was going, I hate this. Listen to him. I'm being booed by my own crowd. And honestly, these lads with thick Yorkshire accents and like Cockney accents in India just going, I hate you, England. No, you get stuffed. Come on, India. It was unbelievable. So that's the one time I really remember it. So it can spur you on, actually.
OK.
But it is weird. I mean, I was commentating yesterday at Trent Bridge. That's my home ground. And it's normally, you know, the most quaint sort of, oh, well played, England. Yeah, well done, well done. It was a sea of green. Basically, all the cab drivers, hello boys, who give me free rides in Nottingham, all the Pakistani cab drivers, you like cricket? Yes, man! I get free rides everywhere. They were all there yesterday, and they were screaming for Pakistan. The atmosphere was incredible, so... Yeah.
How much does it affect you, like you've obviously played in front of big crowds, when the crowd are giving you a go, assume in Australia it would probably be the worst. How much does that affect you as a player?
It can do. I mean, when we played for England, we used to send Jonathan Trott down to the boundary.
Yeah.
Because he'd have a go back at me in Australia, especially.
Yeah, he was quite a loose cannon, wasn't he?
He's South African.
Yeah, exactly. You can't control it, honestly.
But you see, it was like turning the gas on. You know, with most people, you have a few words out and you see him going over in their head and see him slowly build up. Trotty, just DEFCON 5. What did you say? Shut up. I'll kill you. I can see you, So it was great. But I used to feel that slip and stay as far away from it as possible because it used to wind me up.
Yeah, it got to you.
Yeah, it did.
What's the worst thing a fan's ever said to you? You know, if you've been fielding in the deep.
I've not really had anything bad. I had one funny one in New Zealand. I used to wear 66 on my shirt before Joe Root stole it. Root 66.
He said that. You said that last week.
It should have been Root 1. I'll say it every week. You thief, Joe Root. You're a thief. Plagiarist. But I had 66 on. I was in New Zealand, and this bloke went, "Hey, where's the other 6? You beast." I quite like that.
It's like a compliment, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the
I thought it
most
was pretty
typical New
decent.
Zealand sledge you could get.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed that. But
Did you have a comeback?
no, I just give him a. No, the worst abuse I got from the crowd, I had a boerewors thrown
In South Africa?
in Bloemfontein.
Yeah,
It hit me on the neck.
Did you
and
eat
fell
it?
on the floor next to me. And I left it for a minute and think, what do you do here? You can either listen to what your skipper Nasser Hussain is saying, ignore the crowd, or pick it up, take a bite, and win the crowd over. So, of course, I picked it up, took a bite, and got a massive roar. Swann, you're my hero! Yeah. And I was feeling so smug. About 2 minutes later, the same voice was going, "Hey, Swann, did you enjoy your boerewors, man?" I turned around and went, "Yeah, cheers, mate. It was great, because I marinated it in my piss." And that was my one-day international debut
I feel like
as well.
you're painting South Africa in a very bad light.
And I love South Africa. You know I love South Africa.
Well, sticking with South Africa, I wanted to ask you, what is it like in the dressing room trying to come back from a shocker, losing against a so-called minnow?
Yeah, it's pretty hard, actually, because it's embarrassing more than anything. I mean, I don't think South Africa lose to Bangladesh or England lose to Pakistan is like when England lost to, say, Ireland in the World Cup, because that was a result that no one saw coming. A fair play to Ireland. They outplayed us on the day, or one guy outplayed us, but that was just embarrassing. You're in the dressing room, and all you can think is, we're going to get lambasted for this.
Yeah.
We're going to have the piss taken out of us. This is going to be...
Well, I feel like for England it's the worst, because the press for the English cricket team or any English
hard.
sport team
Yeah.
is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I mean, Jason Roy's getting a load of flack today for dropping a catch. He's one of the best fielders we've ever had. And
Yeah.
he dropped a catch he'd never normally drop. But all of a sudden it's, Roy dropped a catch and then played a bad sweep shot.
Yeah.
And then, as if not trying hard enough, which is nonsense, really.
What about things like players-only meetings? Because I hear about stuff like this all the time, where it's like, you know, it's not been going well, so the players, we're going to get together and we're going to have a meeting without any of the coaches, so there's no judgment. Do they actually work, or is it just all a load of bull?
I don't know, we never had those.
Or if they did, you weren't involved in them.
exactly.
Didn't get the call up.
That was absolutely it. A meeting without Swann.
Yeah. He's just going to distract us.
You know what? I reckon that did happen a few times.
Oh, of course it did. Every team's got like an inner forum, I think, where they meet and discuss things.
0-10 and not you.
You were most definitely just in charge of fines, and that's about it.
I'm that guy, aren't I?
Were you the fines master?
Yeah, I wasn't.
Of course you were the fines master.
Have you fed him this?
He's not being fed anything.
I know you definitely were. The thing with South Africa losing their first 2 games, obviously it's really not ideal. But the only kind of bit of hope I'm taking from it is in all previous World Cups, South Africa have won just about every game and then gone out in the quarterfinals or semi-finals. So maybe, just maybe, in this World Cup, they'll lose their first couple of games and go on and just start winning everything now, beat India and go on to win the whole World Cup.
Genuinely, do you think they can recover, though?
Absolutely not. No, no, I think they can. They've got a strong team. The only thing I can't understand is why they keep electing to bowl first. At the opening ceremony, I had a bit of a starstruck moment. I was speaking to Michael Clark, and I was like, this is cool.
Not bad.
First Graeme Swann, Michael Clark. It's all going great for me. And he
We
was
paid him
saying,
to say that. We fed him that one.
No, I love this. Josh knows his cricket. Trust me, we'll get to this in a minute.
He was saying that he'd had a look at some of the pitches, and he said you'd be crazy not to bat first at this World Cup. All the pitches are brilliant, and you want to get batting first and setting a good target.
Absolutely.
And in almost every game, bar the West Indian game, the score has been over 300, I think, for the team batting first. And England lost chasing. South Africa have lost twice chasing. I don't understand why Faf keeps sending us into ball
I reckon
first.
it's something that will, happen a lot more now. People say, actually, we'll bat first. Because scoreboard pressure really does matter in bigger tournaments. Like the World Cup, there isn't a strange pressure, an external pressure.
Yeah.
that doesn't exist in bilateral competition. So, yeah, I reckon teams will start saying, yes, scoreboard pressure really does work. It worked for Pakistan yesterday. They got the first 4 wickets, shots that would never normally get people out for the English. It was only Josh Buttler and Joe Root who didn't succumb to it. And despite them both getting hundreds, we couldn't win the game. So I reckon a lot of teams will bat first from now on.
Yeah, I mean, it was close, though. You know,
It was a good game.
It was close, but it wasn't as close as it seems. As soon as Josh Buttler got out, realistically, England was stuffed yesterday.
Isn't it strange? Is that just a mental thing, do you think? Once a batsman gets to 100, invariably they tend to go out very soon after. Is it all that concentration, just get to 100? Obviously the team is put first, but as a batsman,
I think they just take more risks because you're trying to get that 100, aren't you? And then after that, you're a bit like, well, I've got my 100 now. I'm going to go for it a bit more. And then
normally I'd say yes, but yesterday I reckon both Joe Root and Josh Buttler, it was just coincidence.
They
didn't change anything at all. It was the same shots they've been playing. But it was freaky how they both got caught by the same fielder in the same position. I was like rubbing my eyes thinking, no, this ain't happening.
Yeah.
But for me, as an England fan, while Josh Buttler was as an impartial commentator on the television, while Josh was batting, I thought, we're winning this. We still need 100 off 11 overs. Yeah. And Joe got out and I thought, it doesn't matter, Josh is there. The second he got out, my heart sank. Just every instinct inside me said, we ain't doing this now.
And oddly, Moeen Ali was looking a bit out of form at the moment.
He's not a lower order hitter,
You don't think?
He never has been. He's always been a top order. He bats really well at the top of the order. He had a great game, bowled beautifully, 350. Nice to see an off-spinner doing well. Off-spinners will one day rule this planet, I'm telling you, Rocket. I'm telling you.
But hang on, before we find out about your career, Josh, because I want to find out, you've got an interesting backstory and obviously what you're doing now. Just on that, about Moeen Ali, where do you think he should be in the batting lineup then?
It's tricky because it's basically the only place he can bat, unless you send him up to number 3 and just say tee off. But because he's in for his bowling, but it's just after Josh, you've got that many good batsmen down to number 7 that you shouldn't have to rely on 8, 9, 10. The one time it might work for Mo, then great. So you can't put him up the order. It's just that we'd lost that many wickets that by the time Mo was in, people still expect us to nearly win the game, and he's not a lower order hitter. So. But we didn't have anyone else who was a lower order hitter anyway.
Yeah, I mean, go on.
To be fair to him, he came in at a time that was it's as hard as it gets when he came into the innings. It was the pace of the game was so different to what he was, just came in and had to tee off and couldn't.
Yeah.
Right, well, let's find out a little bit more about our guest, I think, because, Josh, you've actually had a cricket career and now you've got this whole new career.
Yeah, really weird.
This social media career. So just tell me about yourself and kind of how you ended up doing what you're doing now.
So I obviously grew up in South Africa and I grew up with another friend of mine who's a YouTuber some of you may have heard of called Casper Lee. So we grew up as kids in a town called Knysna in South Africa. It's a tiny town. Yeah, it's nice. Have you ever been? No, you've got to go. Unbelievable, on the coast, just over in Cape Town. It's great. And we used to make sort of home videos and put them on YouTube, and it was a bit of a joke. But as a kid, cricket was always my main thing. I played from as soon as I could walk, pretty much. I had a cricket bat in my hand and played provincial level stuff all through age group cricket there, which is the equivalent of county cricket. And at the time when we were about 16, Casper was like, I'm going to try and make a career out of making YouTube videos. And I sort of said, well, you're crazy. But that's what he said he was going to do. And now Casper has something like 7.5 million subscribers on YouTube. So he went and did that. At the same time, I was playing cricket. So I'd spend 6 months of the year in South Africa playing at Western Province, which is a province in Cape Town.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really
Table Mountain in the background, beer factory, rugby ground, best cricket ground in the world.
Great players. And then I'd spend 6 months of the year playing in the UK. While I was in the UK, I'd also make videos and mess about. All my friends were YouTubers. Fast forward a few years, I'd been playing loads of cricket, and 2015, I was in the UK playing cricket, and I got glandular fever, which ruled me out for the rest of the cricket season. I had a flat in England for 6 months with nothing to do, started making more videos, they started doing well, and I then became a YouTuber and never moved back to South Africa, and I've been here for 4 years now.
But in case the foreign officer listening, he does have a passport. And we've
Things
got,
are very, it's touchy at the moment, I'm not going to lie.
The thing is with that, though, it's two for the people watching and listening to this, there's two really interesting career choices. Being a YouTuber, loads of people would love to be able to just make videos with their mates for a job, but also loads of people would love to play cricket.
I feel so lucky that I've been able to bring my career, it's almost gone full circle in that my dream was always to be a professional cricket player, and I was to an extent, but I never got to play sort of international cricket, which was obviously my dream growing up. But then after doing YouTube a few years later, now I'm on a cricket show with Graeme Swann, which for me is just like surreal.
Stop it.
Go Swanny! Go Swanny!
It's my
Honestly. It is, because I grew up watching him, obviously, and watching loads of cricket. And when I decided to go into YouTube, I gave up on cricket, but now I'm still getting to do cricket stuff with this career, which for me is just
This
incredible.
is how the world throws people together, you see. Because when I did Strictly, Joe Sugg was on there. Joe's a good mate of yours, isn't he? And I was round Joe's flat, which is tidy, by the way. YouTubers have got the right idea. You know those people who said, don't do computers at school, it's for geeks? Idiots. Honestly, what were we thinking? What was I thinking playing cricket? So I was at this flat and I was outside and I was talking to Josh and I recognised you. I recognise you from somewhere. I recognise this accent. And you'd netted at the Oval.
Yeah. I'd netted. So when I was playing, I'd play as an overseas professional in England. I'd go train with Surrey at the Oval and bowl to a few people. So I think I'd bowl to you when England maybe had a session there.
So when England, before the game, they get lads who were playing the leagues and stuff to come and bowl. So I'd faced him before. I know that face. I never forget a face I'm scared of.
I was going to say, what was his pace like?
It's good pace, good height, got good levers.
Yeah, good levers.
Good balance.
Limbs.
Yeah.
They go out.
Well, that's your bowling. What about your catching, both of you two? Can you think of the greatest catch either of you's ever made?
Greatest.
I was a pretty good catcher, to be fair. But mostly it slipped. So second slip. My favourite ever catch, actually, in an Ashes Test match, it was the Boxing Day, 2010. Still my favourite day of cricket, by the way. We bowled first, bowled Australia out for 98, and by the end of the day, we were 160 for 9. Actually, my favourite ever bit of cricket commentary comes from that. David, what's his name? David Bumble.
Yeah.
David Lloyd.
Legend.
So at the start of the day, it's like 97,000 people in the ground. And by the end, there were like 20,000. And the cameras pan around the ground and oh, here we go, the MCG. Look, the Aussie crowd have come in fancy dress. They've all come as empty seats. Brilliant. Absolutely gold. But in that game, I caught Ricky Ponting. So off Chris Tremlett diving up in front of Andrew Strauss at first slip. It was his catch, really, but I saw it. We had a rule on the slips. If you see it, you go for it.
Yeah.
So you never hesitate, never... So if you think straight away that's mine, you just go for it all out. I remember just diving and sort of took it reverse. It got really big and I caught it and it looks brilliant on TV and they hardly show any replays. Normally get a replay from every angle. They're going so mad at Chris Tremlett and Strauss. Oh, look, hey, I caught that. But it's still my favourite ever catch.
I'll go the worst catch I've ever had. We were playing a game, it was when I was in high school still, and we were playing a cricket game, and it was one of those fields that had a few sort of bumps on the outfield, and the guy skied it, but about 20, 30 metres from me, and I was sprinting to get it, and as I got my hands up and got to the ball, I just kicked like something in the ground, and basically headbutted the ball and caught me right in the mouth. It was so painful. But yeah, and dropped the catch. It was very embarrassing. And I had like people, I had friends and family watching. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible moment. But
I mean, I'm laughing at that situation, not at your misfortune.
it was like with cricket spikes as well. I hit the heel and the spikes caught into the heel. It was just so horrible.
Everything about it.
Yeah, no, it
went
wasn't
wrong.
nice.
Yeah.
It wasn't nice.
Well, the reason I'm asking you this question is because obviously we've seen a fantastic catch, probably one of the best
My
catches
God.
of all time from Ben Stokes.
Sure.
Sensational. I want to try and recreate this catch.
I think we can.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go outside and we're going to try and do that now. You up for that?
I'm ready for
absolutely.
it.
Let's go, lads.
I got
Come
the
on.
limbs.
This is dangerous. Cricket players melt in the rain. That's why we go indoors. That's what people don't know. We melt.
Was he like here and then he...
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. He was like, so it's like that.
So, boom, and then the roll like I did.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh!
That was better than Stokes's. That was better.
Can I say? Bit of a grass stand to prove it. Sorted. Can we go have a beer now? It's raining quite a bit.
Right, well, we've come back inside, and I've got to say, Josh, unbelievable stuff, mate. Come on, Joshy. Wow. Nailed it.
Unbelievable. I can't believe it either.
It was the
Better than Stokes.
same hair colour, I felt it in my blood that I could do it, so I went for it, and there it was.
You need to give up YouTube and get back to the cricket, mate.
Yeah, I think so. Do you want to swap?
Yeah.
Right, you are watching and listening to Swanny's Cricket Show on Joe together with Rubicon. We'll be here each week throughout the World Cup and the Ashes, so make sure you join us. Now, the TKO boys were in New York ahead of the Anthony Joshua fight, which... It was an incredible fight, incredible result. And later this week, you can hear the first of their interviews from the Big Apple with two-weight world champion Heather Hardy.
So the only way that I actually broke onto the scene was I sold a bunch of tickets. I used to tell my promoter, Lou, like, put me on the show, I guarantee you $10,000 in tickets. I will sell you, hand them to me, I'll sell them. And I was making like an $800 purse to do these fights and selling 10, 15 grand in tickets. And I did it all the way up until I went 15-0. And that's kind of what prompted my switch to MMA, because I was 15-0. I was defending my WBC title at the Barclays Center, and I sold $40,000 in tickets, right? That's like over 250 seats I filled for this fight. And they put me on first before the doors even opened, and I was defending my title. I was doing, I think, a 10-round fight. I made under $7,000 and I sold 40 grand in tickets. And I had to make my ring walk with nobody there to clap their hands.
That was Heather the Heat Hardy on TKO, and next week the boys have put something very special together for us on the podcast, so I'm very much looking forward to hearing and watching that. This is Swanny's Cricket Show with me, Nick Bright, Graeme Swann, of course, and Josh Pieters is here as well. Come on, guys, come on. Right, we'll talk about England's defeat to Pakistan in a moment, so gear yourselves up for that, guys. I know Swanny's going to have a lot to say about that, and probably Josh as well.
He'll probably enjoy it more than I did.
England are my second team now in the World Cup.
Yeah, me too.
I was singing It's Coming
Pakistan
Home.
are my favourite team.
In the Football World Cup, I was singing It's Coming Home because South Africa weren't in it. So,
Yeah.
and I'm almost there.
I mean, totally different sport, but fair enough.
But yeah, I'll tell you
I'll
what,
take
one
it.
of the things though, with the result, you want to go on.
We're going to do something, but go on.
Carry on. I thought you
Mate,
just
it's
led
your
into
show.
it.
It's called Swanny's Cricket Show.
That's
You're
right.
in the middle.
You know, mate, after that first game against South Africa, I generally thought there's going to be like a wave of euphoria about cricket in this country. We've played that well in this game, and even though it's not, quite got going yet, there was like a massive screen in Nottingham City Centre, and people were like stopping and watching the cricket. And I thought, people are going to seriously start believing, like that feeling of that crazy feeling that England were going to win the Football World Cup. But we all really believed it.
And then
And then we lost to Pakistan. The game two. And honestly, yesterday, I felt like my balloon just all the air went out of it. But I've got home. I've got the puncture repair kit out, and I'm going to pump it back up.
I'm sure you'll be able to. Come on, England. I've got a question for you guys. Do you want to know the ins and outs of Owen Morgan's life?
Oh, do I?
I've always wanted to know that, actually.
Well, so have I. I can tell you right now, it's time for A Minute with Morgan. See what we did there. Brought to you by Rubicon, the official soft drink for England cricket.
Hi, I'm Owen Morgan, and this is A Minute with Morgan.
Your time starts now. Cricket,
Wicket,
Lords,
best place in the world.
Ashes,
Feisty,
playing for England,
everything, means everything.
umpire,
Questionable.
sledging,
Australia,
greatest achievement,
playing cricket for England.
favourite feature. Stubby, got good stubby.
My eyes, there
Yeah,
you
you've
go.
got nice eyes, yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Okay.
man.
Worst feature.
I'm short.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
Favourite film.
American Gangster.
Worst habit.
Oh, I'm messy.
Music.
U2,
Food.
Italian,
Crisps.
flame grilled barbecue,
TV programme.
Homes Under the Hammer,
Cartoon.
Batman,
First crush.
Scarlett Johansson,
Holiday destination.
Barbados,
Hobby.
horse racing,
Fear.
FOMO, fear of missing out,
Ultimate dream.
to win the World Cup.
Love that. Top man, Owen. Smashed it.
Thanks, mate.
Good luck in the summer, mate.
Cheers, thank you.
Go on, man.
Come on, Minute with Morgan. Homes under the hammer, though.
I'm with him. Homes Under the Hammer is essential daytime television. As a sportsman, you get a lot of time at home, you see. You train wherever you're in the home a lot when most people are out of work, and so you see the obscure TV shows like Homes Under the Hammer that only students and sportsmen watch. I tell you, it is a brilliant show.
What have you made of Dion Dublin being a late addition to the presenting lineup?
I don't think Dion's added to the show. I don't think he's taken away.
He's just
I
kept it
don't
going.
really feel it when Dion talks about plasterboard and stuff. I don't think he knows what he's talking about,
Right.
personally. But he's a very amiable character, so I buy into it.
Harsh critique of Dion.
No, I buy into it.
I like the one thing you were saying. He said, "I hate being short," but then who he's been interviewed by was actually short.
Oh no! Don't pick on Rocket. Don't
Listen,
pick on Rocket.
this is the perfect time for me to thank Rocket for his questions, but also introduce him. Rocket, come and get in here, Rocket. Get in here. Because
Yes, Swanny.
we're going to do a minute with Swanny now. So Rocket's got some questions,
Oh, I like it.
and he's going to bang these out. So I'm going to let him just do that.
Okay.
Right. Shall I squeeze in here?
Is it like countdown? Will I hear a do?
I'll just get it in my ear.
Okay.
All right,
Are you
okay.
ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let me get down here. Okay.
You don't always have to be low. You can
No,
be
this
taller
feels
than
better.
me,
This feels natural. This feels more right. Okay. Swanny, your time starts now. Cricket World Cup.
England.
The Oval.
Sorry.
Best bowler.
Shane Warne.
Best batter.
Brian Lara.
Best ever cricketer.
Gary Sobers.
Worst ever cricketer.
My mum.
Career highlight.
Winning the Ashes 3 times. 3.
Career low light.
Having to leave the Ashes because I was injured.
Injured, that's better. Film.
Casablanca.
TV programme.
A-Team.
Music.
Indie.
Song.
Live Forever.
30 seconds.
Animal.
Cat.
Car.
Oh, Lamborghini.
Food.
Fish and chips.
Dessert.
Oh, creme caramel.
Crisps.
Lamb and mint.
Cartoon.
Roadrunner.
TV soap.
15 left.
Neighbours.
Holiday destination.
Maldives.
Best feature.
Chin.
Worst feature.
Chin.
Worst habit.
Biting my nails.
Hobby.
Train spot.
Celebrity crush.
3.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
Scared of.
1.
Cockroaches.
It's over.
Oh, and that
It's
is
over.
time. Scared of cockroach. Absolutely smashed it. Well done.
Smash it.
Swanny.
Well, Swanny.
Oh, man,
Well,
Swanny.
Swanny. Good.
Legend. Well done, mate.
And also, go on, Rocket. Go on, Rocket. Go, Rocket. Go on. Oh, there he goes. Oh, you dealt with those questions.
That's a
all
real
right.
rocket. I tell you, the quicker the question gets, I felt under serious pressure
Yeah,
to get
saw
the right
that.
answer, and they were my answers.
Well, did the
last
England
week.
cricket team have a sort of poster of Scarlett Johansson up in the dressing room or something that both you and Morgan said?
Did I say Scarlett
You
Johansson?
said Scarlett Johansson.
You know
yeah.
why? Because I couldn't think of Jennifer Lawrence's name quick enough.
Let's talk about England yesterday. What happened? Come on, Swanny. What went wrong? What was going on?
Right. So what went wrong? I think Josh hit the nail on the head earlier when he said about South Africa batting first or fielding first all the time. England should have batted first yesterday at Trent Bridge, where they've got 2 world records, setting massive totals. I think they should have batted first. Got 400. I know they say they like chasing, but I do think it's different in the World Cup. I think scoreboard pressure counts. And let's face it, Pakistan. I promised my little boy that I'd go home early. I'd be home early from the cricket yesterday after watching them against the West Indies. They were that bad. I said, mate, I'll be home for 5 o'clock when you get back from school and we'll go scootering in the garden. It'll be great fun. He was devastated when I got home at 8 o'clock. England had lost and Dad was late. I was like, I'm so sorry, mate. They turned up today and they were brilliant, Pakistan. So you can't take anything away from them. They had the game of their lives.
Yeah.
But I think England had the chance to control the game by batting first and they didn't.
Do you think that this has thrown a bit of a spanner in the works that... I'm not going to say people expected England to walk it, but, you know, England were overwhelming favourites coming into the tournament. And do you think now, seeing that they can be defeated, and also Pakistan, it wasn't like a crushing defeat, but they got a lot of runs on the board.
No, it was a big win.
For Pakistan. So, you know, does this prove that England aren't invincible in this tournament?
Absolutely. The biggest thing is, after the South Africa game, people believed even more that England were the real deal, and I did as well. I thought it might be a bit overhyped before that game at the Oval. But beating South Africa by 100 runs. South Africa, they're not a vintage South African team. They're still a good side.
Yeah.
So we've got some very good cricketers, and we smashed them. So I was thinking, hang on. You know, this is... And we just destroyed Pakistan 4 times in a bilateral series. And then it was a spanner in the works. It does show that anyone can beat anybody else, but more than ever, you can never, ever write off the men in green.
No. And what do you think, because you probably know a lot of those England players, I'm guessing, you know, what do you feel like they will be thinking at the moment? You know, who's the person who will be the most upset? Who's the person that will be the most upbeat? You know, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know.
Well, I think Owen Morgan will be the most level-headed, which is good. He's a skipper.
Yeah.
You saw him on that minute with Morgan. He is level-headed. He's a great bloke. He won't let anyone get too down in the dumps about it. He'll still try and instill self-belief in everybody. The problem is when people get back to their hotel rooms on their own.
Yeah.
Whether Moeen Ali will get back to his room thinking about his batting, say, I couldn't get it away. I hope that doesn't happen again.
And you've got Roy and Archer as well, obviously.
And Bairstow as well at the top of the order. You know, Bester and Roy have both been out to a leg spin in the first 2 games. Are they thinking, we're going to get leg spin now? If they start to question themselves and doubt themselves, England are very beatable. If they still believe and have the self-belief they've had over the last few years playing at home, no one can beat us, then they're still favourites.
At the same time, they said it was the first World Cup game ever where there'd been 2 centuries and that team who scored the 2 centuries had lost.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it wasn't like... They still
Lovely stat. Lovely stat. Hang on. Lovely stat. Come on, you can't just drop a lovely stat in like that.
I heard them say that yesterday, but it's true. I mean, that is incredible that 2 of them scored hundreds, and Butler's 100 was what, in the 70-something balls?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Do you want? Here's another stat thrown in.
Here we go.
That was so he scored 9 centuries for England. That was only his 7th quickest.
Wow. Okay.
75 balls. That shows how good Josh Pieters is. That's his 7th quickest out of 9.
Wow.
So
That's unbelievable.
Yeah, that's a great
If
stat.
I was an England fan, I wouldn't be too upset about it. I think Pakistan just had a day, and luckily it happened in the second game of the group stage and not in a quarter-final or semi-final, which, as a South African fan, I've seen happen all too many times.
What is it actually like in South Africa? You know, the rest of the world have this joke about the choking in South Africa.
I thought you were going to ask if we have cars and things like that.
Do you have colour televisions? Yeah, that's news. If we get a Kiwi on, I'll do that. Do you have like a working radio? Do you sort of... no, in South Africa, because the rest of the world is always like World Cup time. Well, how is it actually viewed in South Africa? Is that like an embarrassing tag or is it a fair tag?
The thing is, the last World Cup we went out against New Zealand. I don't know if they choked so much, but New Zealand just played an incredible game.
Yeah.
What's that player's name? He's actually South African originally. Grant Elliott. I mean, it was just one of those things where they did that. But the problem with the World Cup is it's once every 4 years, and at the knockout stage, if you lose a match, you lose a match and you're out.
Yeah.
So it is very easy to give them that tag. I think they do deserve it because of what happened in the 2003 World Cup. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, where we needed 1 run off 1 ball and we blocked it because there was a lack of communication between the dressing room and the players on the field.
That was the one in Durban, wasn't it?
And,
about Duckworth Lewis.
Yeah, exactly, with the run. And then there was the other before Duckworth Lewis, I think it was against England, where we were sort of on track to win the game and it rained, and then all of a sudden we needed 37 runs off 1 ball or something. What year was that? That was like, that must have been 1999.
99, yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I feel like we haven't had the greatest luck in World Cups, but at the same time, we haven't taken the initiative and really gone for it. And I feel like there's a bit of a loser's attitude at the moment with the South African cricket team, which is annoying to see. At the opening ceremony, they were talking to all the captains on stage, and I love Faf du Plessis, he's a great player, but on stage, Freddie Flintoff said to him, "You've got England in your first match. What do you think?" And he went, "Yeah, we're obviously the underdogs, but we're going to try our best." And I was just like...
It's a very good Faf du Plessis impression, by the way.
Very good. I couldn't do the rest of the show like that.
No, seriously, these YouTubers are good at stuff like that. Carry on.
How can you say that the day before you're about to play England in your opening World Cup match? I'll just never understand it. And it's not like we're massive underdogs to England. It's South Africa. And that really irritated me. What irritated me more is it was a summer's day in England and he was wearing a scarf on stage.
Well, you've got the tag of being chokers. We've got the tag that it's always cold and rainy. And so when the World Cup ceremony comes on, in amongst the beautiful weather, what happens? Rains. And it's freezing.
How weird was that, though? All the people just standing there with the scarf from, I think, like...
It completed the outfit,
2007 Rugby World Cup, I think those scarves were from.
I've just got to say as well, Swanny, your Bumble impression was pretty good if we're sticking with
very
that.
good,
Thank you.
Nobody
mentioned it at the time. Didn't get a clap for it or anything, but thanks, Rocket.
I'm thinking maybe, because we're going to move outside in a few moments' time to the Backfast machine, maybe you could commentate as Bumble.
Yeah, I'm happy to do that.
Backfast. 100%. Right, let's move out there anyway, because we've got the Backfast machine. Come on, let's go.
Come on, boys, squad.
Right, Jason from Backfast, what are we expecting for Swanny and Josh?
So I think after Pakistan's performance yesterday, it's only fair to test the guys out with some hostile pace bowling inspired by Wahab Riaz.
Hostile pace, do you hear that?
Yeah, I heard that. Now, I just want to remind you that hostile Pakistani pace bowling was Wasim Akram against me last week. I mean, we can go for military media Mark Elam at any point. I'm more than happy. That's all I'm saying.
Unfortunately, no candy.
Right, what I think we should do first, though, before we fire up the machine, is I think, Swanny, you should bowl a delivery at Josh, and then Josh should return the favour.
OK, I'm happy to do that.
All right, so let's get this show on the road. Then, Swanny, you get down here, you bowl the delivery. Josh,
Good luck, mate.
You got it.
Woo! And I'll get out of the way.
Do you turn it still, do you reckon?
Yeah, I do with these.
A lot. You turn it a bit.
Josh, come back, I'm telling you. You ready for this?
I don't want to get slapped. Oh, nice.
Oh, well fielded. Well fielded.
Lovely.
You see that form, though?
Lovely.
Lovely.
Little bit
Lovely
of turn.
V's. Lovely angles.
It did turn in nicely.
Lovely bit of turn, right.
Thanks.
Return the
You see, I
favour.
played you with respect. I'd expect the same back.
Now, Josh, before you go,
Yeah.
it's worth pointing out to everybody, potentially people that aren't watching this, who might be listening to it, that you are very tall.
Yes.
And there's a
with
net above you, and
there's
your
a
hand
height
hits the
issue
net.
here.
Yeah.
So be careful.
I will be careful. I think if
So
I can...
that net is probably about 8 foot high. It's
can-
nowhere near low. It's way too low for Josh. Who's
It's
a tall,
massive.
fast
Shall I
left
try a
armer.
Malinga? Crouch down a little
go.
bit.
Oh, lovely.
Oh, he's just
lovely.
drives it.
Nailed it.
That's one of the best shots I've ever played.
That was
in
real
my
nice.
life. I won't lie to you. I put my foot there and the ball happened to be in the right place. That's what it feels like to be a real batsman, I reckon.
He always does himself a disservice. He was quite good.
He was a good batsman, yeah.
Right, who are we facing then? Which bat fast superstar have you got for us?
Wahab
Riaz.
Wahab Riaz.
Okay. You don't want to change? You can go for any right arm, medium paces.
Happy with that.
Another left arm Pakistani fast bowler. Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Get up
Brilliant.
there.
Brilliant.
2 for you,
Nice
Swanny.
pace.
2 for me.
Yeah, there's 2 coming for you now.
Go on, mate.
It's a
Good
nice
luck.
bat, by the way. Lovely pickup.
No helmet?
Swanny, on the ball.
Here we go. We're firing up the machine.
I know the crowd are getting involved.
Oh, it's really cranking up.
Yeah, it's all right. I was only joking bat fast. Why is
It sounds like an aeroplane
why is
taking
the
off.
controller right snarling at me right now?
Oh, my God.
Hang on. Well,
It's
I can see
growling.
it pointing. Oh, this is going to be a bouncer. I can see it pointing down.
It sounds like a Concorde.
Don't break my arm.
Here we go.
Come on, Wahab. What you got? What you got? Is that who you got, son?
Nowhere near.
That is so fast. I'm glad I'm not left-handed. That would have hit me straight in the... come on, then.
Right, so that's 1.
What's
Here we go.
That's silly. I'm going to try and hit this one.
Oh, my God.
So fast. That's so fast.
Now, Josh, you've got the... You've had the added benefit of seeing this twice.
I didn't see shit.
Good point. I'm so
Am I
glad
facing
that's
Wahab
so
Riaz
fast.
too?
Yeah. I'm so glad I don't have to do this and I just stand down this end.
That's
Good
stupid.
God.
Here we go.
Come on, Josh.
Come on, Joshy.
I mean,
No one has ever bowled this speed.
Here we go. Second chance. Is one of you actually going to be able to hit it?
No. You have to start swinging before he lets go of it, I reckon.
yeah.
Come on, Josh.
we
I'm
go.
backing you.
Machine's
Square,
ready.
big square cut.
Here we go, Josh.
Oh!
He's hit it. Come on, man.
That even came back in at him as well.
He's hit it.
Is that all right?
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
He's not injured.
No, off the glove. I think I got one there.
This is obviously not the full length pitch. If someone could actually bowl that speed, whatever team he played for, even if it was I don't know, Nairobi or something, if they had him as a bowler, they would win the World Cup.
Yeah, you had to swing before the ball was shot out of the machine.
That is literally impossibly fast.
Right, we need to play Urban Crictionary, so we're going to go get ready for that.
Yeah.
And also, the machine is still making a lot of noise, and we're standing in a prime position to get whacked.
Don't worry.
So, right, we're exploring Rubicon's Urban Crictionary, uncovering some of the weird and wonderful terminology from the world of cricket. So, 6 deliveries
Got you.
that are going to come at you, Josh, while I've got 6 questions. I'm going to read out the description, and you have to tell me what the cricket-associated word is. Okay?
Great.
Whilst facing some of the greatest
Wow.
deliveries ever bowled by
Of course.
me. I think.
Is this coming from you?
I don't know. I think it might be.
Well, we're going to crank up the machine, and once that goes, I'll read you the first description. Right, let's do this. Here we go. A very easy catch is...
A dolly. No, it's a
Yeah, it's a
sitter.
dolly. It's a dolly.
will
It's
do.
a dolly. We'll take that. Australian rhyming slang referring to a 6.
Shot, Josh.
A referring to a 6.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You
A
can
big
pass.
hit. Pass.
All right,
Pass.
okay, that one's gone. Mediocre bowling, to which the
Josh,
batsman
shit.
could help himself in the manner of a self-service cafeteria.
Donkey drop.
No.
Dolly.
No.
Lolly.
No,
Folly.
no,
Polly.
you're not close. I'll give you a clue. One of the words is bowling.
Bowling buffet.
Yes, there we go. Here we go. The running out of a non-striking batsman who leaves his crease before the bowler has released the ball.
Should be banned.
Quick.
Man can.
Pass.
He's passed.
Should be banned.
Right. A score of 111.
A Nelson.
Yes. And
Go
the
on,
last one.
bro.
I got one more. Here we go. A cricketer that loves cricket. That is the end of that.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Disappointing.
You got 2 right and you were bold, mate. I mean,
It gets hard, you know, it really distracts you while you're in there.
it's not looking good for you.
I'm going to put the bells back on.
Swanny,
Okay.
you've got 2 to beat.
Okay.
Because you're the reigning champion as well.
I
considering
did
you
beat
won.
Ishigu, didn't I?
You won last week as well, so I was kind of hoping you was going to lose, to be honest with you.
I still might.
Right. Let's fire up the machine, and once we're good to go, I'll read out your first description.
Okay. Go on then, Warnie. Let's have you.
A ball with a very high trajectory.
Donkey
to
drop.
bouncing. Yes. You only got to get one more now.
Well, this isn't Warnie's greatest over ever. The machine's gone bust.
Here we go. An easy ball to hit by a batsman or to catch by a fielder.
A lolly.
Already level.
Good God.
I think you're going to get creamed here, Josh, mate. I'm not going to lie.
I can't hit the ball, though. That's the problem.
He made up a lot of the cricket terminology.
Yeah.
A batting shot played by flicking the ball through the air on the leg side.
A whip.
Made famous by MS Dhoni.
Oh, helicopter shot.
You don't have to give him a hint.
No,
Dismissal for naught from the first ball.
the golden duck. What is this bowling?
Have you even hit one?
No, I've been nowhere near. What is this
We should
bowling?
be deducting you points
This
here. You
must be
haven't hit one.
Shane Warne bowling.
A notional narrow area.
Corridor of uncertainty.
I didn't even read any words.
A notional narrow area.
There's only one. A batsman who tries to hit every ball for 6 is a...
Slogger.
Well, that's 6 out of 6.
Good God.
Thank you
6
very
out of
much.
6 for Swanny.
And I hit one ball with a backward defensive. If this is Shane Warne bowling, I tell you what, he's the worst leg spinner who's ever played. The greatest spinner in the history of the game has been turned into someone bowling pies in the dark so you can't hit it.
Swanny, well done. You've won Urban Crictionary again for a second week.
mate.
Congratulations. Josh,
That wasn't easy, though.
thank you for coming on.
That's right.
Commiserations didn't win.
I
but, you
know. Kind of used to that as a
It is
South
difficult to
African
beat
cricket
the
player.
man here.
It is World Cup time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just getting into the
Any other
spirit
time of the
things.
year, it's pandering.
Look, I was the underdog.
Look,
Right, I'm sorry to break up this loving that's happening here, but we're out of time.
What?
It's over. The show is done. Thank you for
man.
watching, of course. Josh, thank you for coming on.
Thank
It's
you
been
for having me.
amazing.
Thanks, guys.
Make sure you enjoy the World Cup this week. It's been amazing so far. We've had drama, we've had upsets, and I can feel some more on the way. We'll be back next week, of course, with Swanny's Cricket Show, myself and Swanny. And don't forget, the TKO boys are on the road with Heather Hardy this Thursday. We'll be back next week!
Joe presents Swanny's Cricket Show, together with Rubicon.